Yeah, this live is really about through the spiral and debriefing that. Um, Mutima is trying to log in, and I hope you hear me well here. I tested it before, and it's kind of new to do Substack for some people. Actually going to have one with Hector tomorrow, so hopefully this would work out well technically. Um, yeah, and I think like the as I'm kind of feeling into the through the spiral, it was like quite a ride creating it, inviting people in, getting over 20 facilitators interested, then meeting them, then sort of sensing in, uh, them sensing in, I sensing in who is kind of stays with it, setting it up, sharing it. Um, we got in the end 12 facilitators, Mutima and me hosting, and over 70 people registered. And more or less each day we had 20 to 30 people, and some people joining for the whole 5 days, which was amazing. And oh, here's I think Mutima joining. Hi, Mutima.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Here's afternoon. You see, I'm outside.
Okay, good afternoon.
I was showing people the sky. You see,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
very lovely sky here.
Whew. Are those rain clouds?
No, no, this is what we like, what we call here like feather, like that's quite white clouds.
Beautiful.
Uh, there's some, yeah, it's some garden place. There's some oaks, young oaks around, and actually kind of nice. It's I'm in the shade and there's some wind, so it's quite pleasant. Um, yeah, and I hear the birds. Probably don't hear them, but
No, I hear them.
yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, so I was just starting to kind of reflect about the whole journey of creating through the spiral and inviting people in and then getting a lot of facilitators interested and then some people choose and then sharing it, and we had over 70 people register, of which every day we had 20 to 30 people. Some people did the
Mhm.
whole journey, which was amazing, was very intense. And yeah, I don't know. I'm doing a lot of integration still, a lot of processing still, in a way. Um, and I kind of, I was about to start today the theater that reconnects the next cohort, but I took some time. I'm postponing it. So I want to kind of take some time to integrate that happened, and the wisdom that came from it. And I wonder if maybe we can just reflect a bit of what we're taking, what happened in those days, what's the sense making that is coming out for us from the week.
Yeah. Well, it was very invigorating. And it was kind of a magic journey ride and trusting that everything was going to come in place. And it did. And so that was really rewarding. And the beauty of seeing each person who presented their little bit of magic and having to work together for the first time. So that was like a um, growth. We usually do our work by ourselves, but to combine together or even to contemplate it because we're such individuals it was very rewarding to see that. And a lot of
Yeah,
people say that on Zoom you can't get to some depth, but we went deep. Oh my goodness, it's very deep.
yeah. What was for you like those places, those deep places that you feel that was, wow, there was something happening here?
It was really about the embodiment
Mm,
of going inside and really grounding. It really shifted something with me. Like I feel like I'm always deep, but I went really deep, like, and to listen to the body.
mm, yeah, yeah, and then there was a lot of like, I don't know, like sort of things like moments there of care among the group, and you
Hmm.
know, this guy Riley and the voicemail performance that people did for him was kind of nice, and the whole arc of somehow his arrival and then the processing of through us, and then kind of, yeah, and then certain moments of kind of this deep care that was expressed in the chat and then in speaking somehow, and also the challenges somehow kind of coming together. So it really felt like uh, kind of like a workshop, right? Like when you do a workshop, a deep dive workshop, there is all these things, that happen. It's a journey kind of thing. So there was really that aspect of a journey, which is sort of something that I, I didn't know really what to expect, because the first time that I'm doing something exactly like this. But what I did knew that I didn't want it to be something like a summit or something, just that people are coming and speaking their thing, and then but then there is something a bit more relational, and that is building up. One thing is building up somehow. So and I felt that, yeah, that sort of happened again in ways that I didn't anticipate at all. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, and I know the embodiment work, I know it's power, but it's always interesting, I sort of do this work, but people, everyone, we're coming from a different direction. So kind of seeing people bring kind of their gift, their approach, and some sensing the complementarity of those approaches somehow. That was quite nice as well. Um, yeah, yeah. And I was, I took all the transcripts, I gave it to the AI. I'm trying to figure out how to tell the story of this. Some things the AI got interesting, something he just didn't get it, because I think there's like things that AI doesn't capture. It's not in the words, right? It's more like in the feeling, in the
Yeah.
energy. So the AI still doesn't capture the invisible, the unsaid kind of thing. Um, they need a,
Mm.
they don't have exactly the antenna for that, but yeah. Hmm. And yeah, that last day was something. Uh, sort of,
Oh, yes. It was something. John asked a question that kind of shook the whole room up. And the question was, what does women want or need from men?
yeah. I think it was Paul actually that asked the question. So John set it up. He was sharing about dragon dreaming, but then it was
Oh, okay.
Paul.
It was Paul. Okay.
Yeah, he kind of brought that question, like, what, I don't know. Yeah, how did he say? What do you need from us, or
Yeah.
what what do you want from us? Yeah,
What do you want us to do? Something like that. But it shocked the women. They actually went silent a little bit, and I kept saying, "Hey, write it in the chat." Did you keep all the chats?
Yeah, I have the chat.
All right. So there was very little in the chat about the answer to that question. It's a award winning question.
Mm, yeah, 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 yeah. And like if I'm going back to what I'm taking from this personally, professionally speaking, is is this question, but also how do I ask this question? Not just men, but also
Oh, well, you should be thinking about how you answer it
from
as a man.
yeah, but yeah, how do I answer it? How do I ask it? Because I think it was powerful that he was a man and he was asking it, right? So so how to ask it, but how to ask it with women, how to ask it from Palestinians, how to ask it from, you know, from people that, yeah, that in a way my people have ignored and not seen, and more than that, I would say, yeah, pressed, yeah,
Yeah.
and
And well, from my community, I say that when Black men and women heal their divide, which was is really created on the legacy of slavery and the conditions of under the conditions of oppression, that question is everything.
mm,
And it also reminds me to say that uh, the cross section of people who showed up was really, I kept saying, we are the world. And the map that we did really showed that interconnection across cultures. So I'm thinking that this question is a question that is timely for this time in the world, no matter where you're coming from. And it's deeply
mm,
personal to each one of us.
yeah, yeah, I'm getting a phone call. I need to bring the keys back because I was with the keys. But yeah, yeah, like I feel like what I really understand now about this work, that it's really like going back to how do we heal the divides
Yep.
uh, between people and nature, between men and women, between, yeah, and and then what is the questions maybe that we need to, that are not being asked, and the way of asking the question,
Yes.
and and the way of opening the space somehow for the conversation to that it, you know, we can heal is by asking this question, right? by by entering to that conversation. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is the question for you
Yeah.
that you're coming up with?
Well, I think that part of the great divide is really the illusion of white supremacy. That white people, and we're talking now color of skin, um, and not any one geographical place, but the notion that uh, the whole concept for me that black is evil, it's bad, it's been ingrained so long. And some people say, "Oh, we should do the scientific thing," and the scientists started saying that black people's brains are smaller, and all of that kind of nonsense that is part of our reality now. To begin to question what we believe and how that those beliefs has gotten us to the great divide, the great unraveling, and uh, the disrespect of Mother Earth. Some
Yeah,
deep questions.
yeah, and this was just a short conversation, and I have to move on here. We had a misunderstanding here but I just want to share something. So when I came to Senegal the first time, and I traveled to Senegal, I was invited by a dear practitioner and friend, Joel Muhammadu from Senegal, to go work with the Theater of the Oppressed network that he's been cultivating and supporting for so long. And we went the first week we were in the car in the neighborhood where they work in Yarak, and then we went up towards the Sahel, Sub-Sahara. We went to this village, very kind of shepherd's village, tribe, basically tribal village, and we saw how they work with the tribe there, performing forum theater. And yeah, it was intense. So we were kind of, when I say we, it's also, I came and I said, like, I don't want to be the white guy coming to be a teacher on my own. So I said, can I bring people so other people can come and intern? So we were a kind of a group. There was with me also someone from Nepal, someone from Italy, someone from, like, there were a small Germany, like a group of people interested in that work. um, and then after we went to the desert, we went to a place near the ocean, a place called Mboro, and we were going to do the workshop there. And people were coming from all over Senegal, basically practitioners, to do this workshop. And um, and there was something there, like even when they came, there was like an immediate, like we were separated, like they know us, like there was song singing and hugging, and then we were on the beach the first night, and something happened there. We started, a friend from Czech Republic, he started to make a fire. We were sitting around the fire. A Senegalese guy who was starting to sing a song, and then just something came out from me. It was like, I need to speak. There's something I have to say here. And I stood up, and I said, I started to speak, and I said, like, I come here and I come to speak for the white man. And I don't remember the exact word, but more or less it was like, I came here to ask forgiveness,
Mm,
because when we were reunited, after we were separated in the journey long, long ago,
mhm,
when I met you again, my brothers and sister, I haven't recognized you as my brothers and sisters.
mm, mm, mm,
And what I saw is your wealth and beauty and power. And only I what I saw only the material. And I took
mm,
for myself the
mm,
wealth as gold and precious metal, and the beauty as strength as slaves.
mm,
If I could have seen
mm,
that
mm.
the secret for that beauty and power and strength is in the spirit, not in the
Yes.
material,
Mhm,
and I would have joined your sacred fires, history
mhm.
would have been different. But history went as it went, and
Mm,
now the arrow that led me to conquer the world is dying.
mhm,
And now I need you, brothers and sisters, more than ever.
mm, mm, mm.
So, so that was the monologue of the white man that I spoke in
Oh, that
Boro.
is so beautiful.
And
Thank
then
you.
Joel stood up and he said, I don't remember what he said, but it was very beautiful. And basically, he said, there's no need for forgiveness, and we always were brothers and sisters, and we will always be um,
Mm,
that.
mm.
And then other people spoke, Gopal from Nepal spoke, and other people spoke, and then the dancing started, and it was just crazy. The energy was, and the whole next 5 days was like, oh my God, that was,
Magic. Yes.
yes,
Full of love. Full of
yeah,
love. We can get there. I've been in
yeah,
those spaces. Just doing the work so the whole world could get there. But thank you. Thank you for sharing that story. It means a lot to me.
yeah, yeah. And I've been in other moments like this, and I realized that it's hard. Like it's hard. It's hard to speak up. It's hard to speak up for one's own privilege and one's history of oppression, both as an oppressor and perpetrator, and as an oppressed. You know, my other part is I also need to, and I've done a lot of work with my Jewish German, because I am both Jewish and German, and I've done a lot of work to sort of forgive my German part,
Yeah.
and because I realized I was carrying some guilt, and not some, but a lot, and survivor guilt, and other things, and I had to sort of doing healing through that, and there was rituals around that as well, co-created with others that are part of that, because again, like there's different ways to hold that story, from either side, so there's all sorts of kind of dialoguing. It's inner because we are all of that. That's what I feel in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It looks like Patty has joined us.
Yeah, I don't know. I I think I think we can maybe continue later, and I'll post this video on the Substack, and we'll continue the conversation if maybe can
Okay.
people can chat, and we can do it again. And I would love maybe next debrief we can also really talk about, yeah, what is emerging, what is coming out from this, where do we see this is going. I would say one thing for me, I would love to kind of to bring the work you are doing to here to Italy. Like that's what is coming out for me. Like I really, there is a whole work here to be done that haven't even begun in a way. Uh,
Hmm.
that yeah, and I know now that I cannot do it on my own, or I need to work with people. I need to work with you. I need to work with people together to bring this work here. And I've been trying on my own, or not even trying, because I didn't feel that, yeah, it wasn't the right, yeah. So I need people to bring the work where it needs to go, kind of thing, if it
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and tomorrow I have a live with Hector. We're talking about him coming here to Italy in June. So maybe you can join that as well. Um, and yeah, and I'm being called to, I'm being called with the car here. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, no, it was, yeah, it's beautiful. It was really, I just want to say again, like, wow, what a week, and thank you for this week and for your last.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
We'll
and
talk soon.
yes,
Blessings.
right.
Bye.